Are you not entertained? The Red Raiders add to a fantastic portal class with one of the best defensive linemen in this portal cycle. In Northern Illinois transfer defensive lineman Skyler Gill-Howard. In today's video, we will discuss the commitment for Texas Tech, how Joey McGuire, James Blanchard, Brian Nance, and, well, you Red Raider Nation, i.e. the Matador Club, are absolutely cooking in the portal, and much, much more. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxwell here for the Back to 12 podcast. And listen, if you're excited about this Skyler Gill-Howard commitment, I'm just going to ask you to do two things for me. Like the damn video and hit that subscribe button. Hell of a time to be a Red Raider each and every day, right? But sometimes are better than others. And right now, it's a pretty damn good time to be a Red Raider. If you're excited about this commitment and what Joey McGuire and crew are doing in the transfer portal, like the damn video and hit that subscribe button. All right, without further ado, let's jump into this, because this was a guy, when I tell you, I was probably more excited about than any other portal target for the Red Raiders in this cycle. This was the guy. This was the guy that I thought if Texas Tech could land, I thought he was a fundamental game changer on the defensive line and an anchor that the Red Raiders coveted at a high level, right? You got him, Red Raider Nation. You got him. And his name is Skyler Gill-Howard. Again, Northern Illinois defensive tackle, D-line transfer. He's 6'1", 285. The measurables, they don't stand out, right? Like, he's not 6'3", 330. I get it. Go watch the damn film. The dude pops each and every time. He ranked, according to PFF, as the 11th best defensive lineman in the country last year. In the country. Not just in mid-major, not P4. No. The entire college football landscape, and you landed him if you are the Red Raiders. He had 51 total tackles, 5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, and was named as an all-MAC third-teamer. He was an absolute anchor in the middle of the Northern Illinois Husky defensive line. And the best game, I think, maybe all year for him was the biggest game for Northern Illinois. And that was when they upset a playoff team on their own field in the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. If you go back and watch Skyler Gill-Howard, it's difficult because if you look at the stats, they're not popping, right? I mean, for a defensive lineman, they're popping. But to the average viewer, you're thinking to yourself, oh, like, that's not really that crazy. He's not in double-digit sacks, yada, yada, yada. You got to think. He's in the interior of the defensive line. He has 5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. He's absolutely impacting the game at an elite level. And he did so against Notre Dame in ways that are just needed for the Red Raiders, to put it in simple terms. He controlled the line of scrimmage, right? And we're talking about a game there when you think of Notre Dame football, what do you think of first outside of the Golden Domers? Talking strictly their roster, you're thinking about big boys in the trenches, right? That's what you're thinking of. And he dominated those guys. He was throwing guys left and right. And we're talking about guys that will be playing on Sundays in the relatively near future. He was the best lineman in that game, regardless of what side of the football you're discussing. And now he comes to the 806 in a Shieldwood defense, who, by the way, has proven that he gets the absolute most out of his interior defensive linemen. SGH is a bona fide star, in my opinion. And now you put him on a defensive line that obviously needed him, but also in a defensive scheme that best fits his skill set. Okay, and now Texas Tech, albeit you look at it from a 50,000-foot view, I get it. It's very early on, and will it end this way? Probably not. The Red Raiders clearly have the best portal class right now in the country. That is not a hyperbole. That is an unequivocal fact. Go look at it. You arguably have the best offensive lineman in the portal in Hunter Zambrano commit. You get a guy in Reggie Virgil who was viewed as a top 10 wide receiver to commit to the Red Raiders. You go get a guy in Bryce Bullock who top 5 corner at worst this portal class. And now, in my estimation, you get a guy in Skyler Gill-Howard that is easily a top 10 lineman, probably closer to top 5 in this portal class, and a guy that I think absolutely fits every single need that the Red Raiders were looking for from an interior defensive lineman. This is a guy where people will come and try and play with him in terms of they know what he's good at. This will help Texas Tech go out and add a much-needed edge rusher or two within this portal class. This was the anchor you needed to solidify your defensive line around these guys that have a lot of talent, right? You think about it. Spencer coming back from injury, he should be good. You've got Harvey Dyson. He flashed, but you need consistency, right? You've got other guys as well that are coming back in terms of they got some needed experience this year, but they needed a guy. And when I mean a guy, I'm talking about a dude to lead them, to be the clear-cut best guy where offensive coordinators focus on him, and that opens things up for everybody else. That's what Skyler Gill-Howard is. Listen, I was excited about Hunter Zambrano committing. I was excited about Reggie Virgil committing. I was excited about Dante Balfour committing, Bryce Bullock, and then you've also got Cole Wisniewski as well. Like, I was excited about each and every of the former 5 recruits that Texas Tech had landed before Skyler Gill-Howard in the portal. But I truly mean this. Skyler Gill-Howard has the potential, in my opinion, to be the best player from this portal class and the most pivotal for the Red Raiders. Again, we're talking about a guy that ranked as a top 12 defensive lineman nationally last year, according to PFF. We're talking about a guy that went into South Bend, Indiana, and dominated the Fighting Irish's offensive line in a game where the Northern Illinois Huskies handed the Fighting Irish their lone loss so far on the year. Okay? This is big time for the Red Raiders. You now go 3 for 3 on the weekend in terms of December 13th and 14th, where you land a guy, again, quick recap of the weekend in case you missed it over the past, really what? Hadn't even been 24 hours, really about 18 hours, not even, closer to 14 hours for Texas Tech recruiting. Again, you land a top 5 corner in this portal cycle in Bryce Bullock from Mississippi State. You then go out and land a top 10 wide receiver in this portal class in Reggie Virgil from Miami of Ohio, a guy that was top 10 nationally in yards per catch. And then you land a top 10 defensive lineman in this portal class, easily in my opinion, probably should be closer to top 5, in Northern Illinois Husky transfer defensive lineman Skyler Gill-Howard. Joey McGuire, James Blanchard, Brian Nance and the Matador Club are making it damn hard not to drink some Kool-Aid right now. And we're 9 months away. You got to have results on the field. Everybody knows that, right? But in terms of what we were all complaining about and what we all wanted Texas Tech to go out and do in the portal, this was it, right? Like, so far, so good. There's a couple more holes you need to address, right? But this is exactly what you wanted to see Texas Tech do, and they're nowhere close to finish. But the big news in Texas Tech football right now is the Red Raiders go out and land a top 10 defensive lineman in this portal class. In Northern Illinois defensive lineman, Skyler Gill-Howard. Joey McGuire, James Blanchard, Brian Nance, and the Matador Club. Also, shout out to Cody Campbell. Y'all are absolutely fucking cooking right now, fellas. Keep it up. Red Raider Nation. This is what we wanted to see. Hell of a pickup for Texas Tech. Hell of a pickup. All right. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button for 100% free, 100% authentic, and honestly, the fastest breaking news, reporting, whatever it is on YouTube, right here with the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube. Come join the most interactive group of Texas Tech fans and the largest. You can't beat it. It's 100% free. And all you have to do to join the Back to 12 squad is 3 simple steps. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell.